It was a sunny afternoon in Texas. Rahul was home alone. His parents had gone on a business trip, leaving him all by himself. They left early that morning, saying they'd be back soon. Rahul spent his day, just like any other kid, watching TV, playing video games, having lunch. It was peaceful, ordinary, until something felt off. As the afternoon dragged on, a strange feeling crept over him. It was as if someone was watching him. The house was silent, too silent. From his balcony, Rahul spotted something, a dark shadow, darting to the oak tree. It moved fast, too fast. Was it real, or just his mind playing tricks? He decided to check it out. Stepping into the backyard, the air felt heavy. The oak tree looked normal, but the ground beneath it seemed disturbed, like someone, or something, had been digging. Back inside, the house felt different, quieter, darker. He heard a faint thump from upstairs. His heart raced. Was it just the house settling, or something else? Rahul tried to shake it off, went to the kitchen for a snack, but the unease lingered. The refrigerator's hum was the only sound, until another creak, closer this time, sitting in the living room. He tried to distract himself with his phone, but the whispers, faint at first, grew louder. It felt like they were coming from inside the house. Rahul couldn't take it anymore. He had to see what was upstairs. Each step echoed in the silence. The whispers followed him, growing louder, more insistent. His bedroom door was ajar. He was sure he'd closed it. Now it was open. Evening shadows filled his room. The lamp flickered, casting eerie shapes on the walls. He felt it. A presence. Something was in there with him. The air was thick, heavy with whispers. Night had fallen, and the memory of the backyard gnawed at him. What was buried near the oak tree? Grabbing a shovel, he stepped into the cold night air. He dug and dug until he hit something solid, an old wooden box. Opening it, he found old photos of the house, and in every photo, a shadowy figure lurked, a cold breath on his neck. He turned slowly. Nothing. But the whispers were deafening now. He could feel eyes on him. The darkness around him seemed to come alive. Morning came. His parents returned to an empty house. The backyard was a mess. Rahul was nowhere to be found. Neighbors told his parents. They heard strange noises that night. Whispers, a loud thud, but no one was seen. Some say Rahul was taken by the shadowy figure. Others believe he became it, watching, waiting for the next one to open the box. Days turned into weeks, but Rahul's disappearance remained a mystery. The house stood silent, its windows seemingly watching the neighborhood with an eerie gaze. One evening, a new family, the Martins, moved into the house next to Rahul's. As Mr. Martin mowed the lawn, he noticed something odd near the old oak tree at the back of his yard. Curious, he unearthed an old wooden box filled with photographs of Rahul's house, each with a shadowy figure lurking in the background. That night, strange things began to happen in the Martins' house. Lights flickered, whispers echoed in the night, and shadows seemed to move on their own. Their young daughter, Emily, claimed to have seen a dark shadow moving in the hallway. Mr. Martin dismissed it as her imagination, but Emily's fear was palpable. Mrs. Martin delved into the neighborhood's history and discovered old tales of Rahul's disappearance. As the Martins searched for answers, they uncovered hidden passages and old journals speaking of rituals and sacrifices. At the stroke of midnight during a storm, the Martins uncovered a photograph linking Rahul to the shadowy figure. They recited a forgotten incantation, banishing the darkness from their house. When morning came, the Martins were shaken, realizing the depth of the house's mysteries. However, as the sun rose, the Martins were nowhere to be found, their disappearance adding another layer of mystery to the house on Oak Street.